What's up guys, this is Levi, back with another video, this time about measuring chain wear. So for this video, there's really not many tools needed. A rag is nice, chains are dirty, so a pair of gloves can really help. And then a chain measuring tool. The tool that we're gonna use in the video and the tool that I recommend is the Park Tool CC-4. This is the most current tool and it's gonna be the most future-proof regarding different types of chains. It works on all chains, single speed through 12 speed, and this is the one you want. What this tool does is it measures how much the chain has stretched over time. So the more that you ride the bike, the more the chain is gonna stretch. We went into detail in one of our other videos about exactly the mechanics of that. But you'll see on here, there are a few different measurements. There's 0.75, there's 0.5, and there's new. So what these measurements are percentages of the chain that's stretched. So 0.5% stretch, 0.75% stretch, and essentially brand new. So the chains start life brand new. The pitch between the chains, the distance between each pin is gonna be ½ inch. And as you ride that bike, there's gonna be a spectrum of wear. So it's slowly gonna become more and more worn. And the reason that we wanna check our chains and really watch out for replacement is that the chain is relatively affordable to replace. But as that chain starts to wear more and more, it's gonna start wearing away the teeth on the drivetrain. And these chain rings, as well as the cassette, are quite a bit more expensive. And what we really wanna watch out for is there actually is a point where this chain can become so worn and these teeth can become so worn that when we go to put a new chain onto this bike, the new chain will no longer fit into the worn gears. The lifespan of a chain to where it gets to the point where we need to replace it can vary depending on how you're riding, how clean your chain is, what type of conditions you're in. Exactly how long these chains will last, there's a lot of factors that can affect that. The cleaner and more well-lubed the chain is, the longer that it's gonna last. If you have a chain that's dry or full of grit and grime, that wear is gonna happen a lot faster. On a 11 or 12 speed bike like this, we can ride the chains until it measures 0.5% of wear with this tool. On a 10 or less speed bike, we can actually let them stretch a little bit further all the way to 0.75%. One little caveat here, as e-bikes have gotten more popular, we have more and more experience with them. What we have found is that the chain and the cassette actually wear at about the same interval. So we actually recommend to ride that entire system without changing any of the components all the way to the point of failure. And when I say failure, I mean either the chain snaps after it's been ridden for quite some time, or you start to get some ghost shifting, you get some skipping, and just any drivetrain issues really. Now the whole reason that we're keeping an eye on these chains and we're checking when we need to replace them is that if we catch it long enough, the wear in the chain will essentially start over, and we'll be able to preserve the life of the chain rings and the cassette. So using the tool is quite simple. There's 3 prongs, and we're gonna start with these first 2 prongs. So the one in the middle is the one that you're gonna hook on the chain first. Get it inside of a link. Then you move to this back prong here. And you actually need to pinch the tool and the chain just like this. And then just kind of under its own weight, you just rock the tool forward. And what we're looking for is to see how far this inserts into this chain. So this chain's relatively new. You can see here this tool is not going into the chain. So this is what a new chain should look like. Same procedure here, except this bike has a lot more miles on it and I'm expecting this chain to be worn. Again, I'm pinching the tool and the chain together to put tension on the chain. And as I start to dip this forward, we can see that tool is going completely inside of the chain. And this is actually representative of a chain that's so worn that we're not able to put a new chain on it without it causing issues with the cassette and the chain ring. So we'll get skipping, we might get some noise, all bad. So just to wrap up, the reason that we're really keeping such a close eye on all this is to save the rider, you, money in the long run. Inexpensive chain, the more you change it, the longer that these expensive parts are gonna last, the smoother your bike's gonna ride, and the less issues you'll run into. If this was at all helpful to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. We got a lot more of these videos coming, all sorts of topics based on maintenance and bike repair.